All right, now it's on record now. So, yeah, but you're welcome, man. Let me just introduce you real quick to these people, guys. I got a really special guest today that I got to know over the phone the last month or two. His name's Raheem. He just got sentenced to 27 months, guys, and he wanted to come on here and let everybody know everything he's went through, what it was like, the hell he's been through, and now it's all downhill from him. He just got sentenced yesterday. I could imagine when I got sentenced. It's finally over. You know what I mean? I mean, how are you feeling about getting sentenced? Is it a relief?
I mean, it's a good relief because being in a situation where you don't know what's going to happen, there's all types of anticipation in that. And judging from the articles that I've read about people that get gun charges, I've seen a lot of mandatory sentencing where a person got 5, 6, 7 years. And before I even got in the courtroom, I think somebody had got sentenced on a gun charge, and I think he had caught like 7 years.
Yeah.
And shout out to Judge Thomas D. Scrotum, for understanding, certain lifestyles and trying to protect your family and stuff like that. He understood that, because what I want people to realize is even when judges stay within your adversary guidelines, it never means that they can't go over your adversary guidelines. A federal judge can do exactly what he wants to do.
You're right. Unlike a state judge, a federal judge, they can and they do. They very often do.
And with that being said, it's like this. I was scared when I hopped in front of that judge, man. Everything just started coming out. You know
I know what you mean. I was scared too, man. A lot of people don't want to admit that, but see, you're a stronger man for admitting you're scared. Because if you ain't scared, man, you're lying, man.
You know, that man, Judge Scrotum was so understanding, man. And to be honest, the prosecution said a little bit, but they didn't say a whole lot. The guy didn't say, and shout out to that prosecution in my case. He didn't object. He didn't oppose. He didn't object to anything. He was just like pointing out the obvious, like, hey, he knows the area, and he pretty much still be in that area, even if he didn't have a second, if this wasn't his second gun charge, he would have even asked for under the law. He would have asked for under the guidelines. But he was like, being that it's his second, we asking for 29 months. I mean, even that won't bad. I'm like, for a prosecution to even ask within your guidelines, normally prosecutors be like, we asking for the max. We asking for as much as you can give them, Your Honor. Because this and this and this and this, And I respect them guys, man. They really looked out, man. They did something that they didn't have to do. I'm satisfied with that time because I can still come home and enjoy my children. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to calculate the math. So, you'll get 5 months off for your good time. You'll get 2 or 3 months halfway house or home confinement. You could take a couple first step programs and, you'd be out of there 19 months, maybe, give or take. You know what I mean? So, maybe a little less.
Somebody said no later than 18 months.
Yeah, right around that figure there. Basically a year and a half. It's going to go by quick, man. And I called a couple more friends today that I did time with, and still nobody has ever heard of somebody self-surrendering to a medium. So I know you're going to a low, at least a low, if not a camp. I don't know if you heard anything more from your lawyer, but you would not be sitting there driving in a car talking to me free until you turn yourself in if you're going to a medium. They just don't work that way. You know what I mean? That's a high custody. You're going to a low or a camp,
Yeah, that's why, you know what? And I said to myself, I said, no matter where I go, I can adapt to pretty much anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I take stuff how it come to me. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna protect myself by any means necessary. That's a that's a fact. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I hear you, man. But at least where you're going, you don't have to put on that. You don't have to have your armor with you. You know what I mean? You can breathe. You don't have to look behind your back every day. You know.
Yeah, that's why I said it's all good. I got enough time to be out and enjoy myself. I know I ain't gonna be missing nothing while I'm gone with my kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So it ain't, I just gotta do it and strive for better because I believe that judge believes that I'm gonna do right.
So yeah. Right, I hear you, man. So how do you feel about telling people? Oh, how do you feel about telling people how this all began? Like, you want to start with what you got charged with? Did your house get raided? Did you get indicted? Did they come and arrest you? How did this all start?
So I had found out, me and my family had figured out that we was moving. My wife had purchased a pistol grip pump, a 12 gauge Moscow pump.
Okay.
For home defense. And I had about 3 cars at the time. And I didn't know that she put the gun in the trunk of the car. And in the midst of that, I was going to give it to a friend. He ain't even a convicted felon.
Right.
In the midst of me waiting on him, I had the firearm outside of the car. And when the police pulled, just so happened to pull up while I was bending down, and he said it looked like I was either removing something or placing something up under the car. And it was true. I was. I seen him bend in the corner and I put it down. I ain't even gonna lie. So
Okay.
At first,
And it's just
said, man, I don't know who done.
Okay, yeah.
I finally admitted it. And,
yeah, well,
it stayed.
Yeah.
And in the midst of it being state, I didn't know. I knew the feds was looking at it because I talked to a federal agent that wanted me to work with them for getting guns off the street, but I had declined.
Right.
Not knowing that he was bullshit. That they was gonna pick up my case or whatever the case may be. He was like, if you come work with us, I will make sure you never go to prison.
Yeah, they don't. I wouldn't believe that, man. These guys, yeah, I wouldn't believe all that, but you know what I mean. But yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't falling for that. I said, man, first of all, I got a family out here. Second of all, I'm not helping you do your job. That's on you.
Yeah, there you go. That's what he gets paid for.
Right, you get paid for that. Come on, for every case that you help me build, you get paid and all that. I'm like, no, I'm good. And I stuck with that. And what happened was they ended up picking up my case. I didn't even know nothing about it.
So that's why That's why it became a Fed case, huh?
I believe so.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, so what makes it a federal charge? I'm wondering why it's federal, not state.
I'm gonna tell you why. It's not just because it's my second, right? It's because the gun itself was manufactured in Connecticut. So it crossed interstate commerce.
Oh, man, really? That's a technicality.
Yeah, like even though it was bought in North Carolina, it still crossed interstate, compound commerce, whatever they call it.
Right.
To pick it up.
Wow. I've heard of that. Now that you mentioned, I've heard of the feds doing that. But yeah, because the gun's manufactured in another state, that makes it federal. Wow. They're really going there, man.
Yeah, they're going there. And judging off, where I got caught at, a high crime area, gang area, or whatever the case may be.
Sure.
Shout out to my lawyer, John Dusenberg, too, man. He's an excellent lawyer. For him to be a public defender, he works very hard. I mean, yeah, he worked very hard, but at the end, he was just like, "Oh well, nigga, it's on you now."
Yeah, you had a good lawyer though, because I know we've been talking about the advice he's given you and what to say to the judge, and and preparing yourself for sentencing day. It sounds like he kind of knows what he's talking about. A lot of lawyers, they don't really know anything about. They know how to get you to court, and they know what to say to the judge and that. But this guy has some inside advice that I don't hear from many lawyers. He knew for you to. He knew like he told you to talk from your heart when you talk. So, well, let me back up a little. Where was I? So, when did you find? When you first did you get indicted? Did they finally come at you and say there was a grand jury and you've been indicted and and this is your case, or did they arrest you and throw you in the county jail and then let you out?
They arrested me in my old neighborhood, and the guy came up to me. He said, Mr. Flood, I gotta tell you something, man. You ain't gonna like it. I said, what's up? He said, I got a warrant for your arrest out of Washington, D.C.
Oh.
I ain't never been in no damn Washington, D.C.
Yeah, Washington, D.C., damn.
So he was like, I gotta pull it up and see what it is. He was like, my computer is not letting me get all the information, but I'm pretty sure that gun charge that you had went federal. So when we get down to the magistrate's office, I kind of thought that they was gonna let me go because the magistrate wasn't accepting nobody at the time. But he was like, I was telling him how, with my background, I'm facing 17 years in the feds, and, all that,
That's what he said. 17 years you were facing, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, 17 years. But come to find out, I wasn't looking at nothing close to that.
Right. We know that now, yeah.
So my lawyer was like, where are you hearing all this from? And I'm like, an old federal lawyer. And he she was probably a federal attorney under the old law. Now, under the old law, you might have been looking at maybe 15 years.
Okay.
Under this new law, and with all these new laws that they studied bouncing for the feds, I done seen miracles happen. And the thing that helps you out the most is that churches like it when people are committed to their family. Now, you're not just somebody that just started a family. You had a family before all this happened. And your judge, once he started getting more information, he was like, yo, your judge is a pretty good judge. He's firm, he's fair, and he's understanding, but he's firm at the same time.
Right.
He's definitely going to do what he feels is going to help you.
So he wants to give you some punishment, but at the same time, he believes in you. He knows you could turn it all around, but he's got to give you something, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's what it was. So it's like, at the whole time, when I was going through the process of having to be home every day except for Tuesday and Wednesday, it done went from that to out every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my shout out to my pretrial probation officer too, Officer Dan in the Eastern District of North Carolina.
All right.
He was definitely like, hey, this is going to make my job a whole lot easier, especially for you, because I don't have a reason to believe that you'll get in any major trouble. So I don't object to anything if that's what y'all want to do, because it make my job more easier. The only thing you have to do is if you go out of the Eastern District, which is like Raleigh and Charlotte or something like that, then you just got to call me and let me know you're going. I need a good reason why you're going there. So other than that, he like, you can go anywhere else you want to go. You can go anywhere you want to go. And,
wow.
you know,
Okay.
in North Carolina, you know, if it's a same day trip or whatever the case may be, you're good. He said, like, if you feel like you want to go to Jersey and see some family members, you're going to have to get your judge to petition. You're going to have to get your lawyer to petition you to leave the state.
So, you know, a lot of, I was gonna say a lot of people. You're giving a shout out to your lawyer, to the pretrial, to the judge. A lot of people can't do what you just did. So, I mean, you're not only holding yourself accountable, you're taking responsibility, and you realizing, you know, what you did, and you're moving forward. And I mean, you come a long way, because I know when all this first started, you wasn't feeling what you're feeling today. You know, I'm sure.
No, I was going. I started going through depression, anxiety. You know, I wasn't handling certain situations the right way. I was overreacting on stuff. I just wasn't happy, not knowing what was going to happen. When I'm thinking that I'm going to get 5, 6, 7 years, because I got this thing that's on my phone, and it has different articles. But one of the articles that always pop up is federal sentencing. People getting sentenced to the feds, and I'm saying people with the same charges get like 5 years, 6 years. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, man, I wonder if that's what's going to happen to me. You know what I mean? That's all I could think. Like, is that going to happen to me? Man, when he said 27 months, and he gonna modify my curfew, he gonna put me on curfew instead of home confinement and house arrest. I said, wow. And even when I'm home, I can still be outside.
Right.
At my home. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
they gave you a longer leash because they trust you now.
yeah. So I'm like, I've gained that trust with everybody. Hey, you know what? Those little people that you see sitting in front of the judge typing on the computer, they felt me when I was talking to that judge.
Okay.
They felt me. Like, it wasn't no Oscar award or none of that. It wasn't none of that.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we went over. Yeah, you don't want you're not up there accepting the Emmy award and thanking everybody and now I'm all this and I'm all that. No, you knew what to say, man. You just talked. You was you. You was just you.
I was talking to him like he was somebody that I met, and I was just trying to tell him what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, and they were sitting down there in front of the judge. They was like this the whole time. They was like, wow. Like one lady was like, wow. Like when I was telling her about, you know, despite of my criminal background and stuff that you know what I mean, and stuff that I've been through in the past, you know, I like to work on cars. I hook up cars. I do all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And when the lady was talking, she kept saying, wow, like, and that judge, he was like, I understand. He was like, I understand, man, you know. It was like, I just felt like I had everybody, U.S. Marshals was in there. I had everybody's attention when I was talking about the violence in the neighborhood.
Oh, especially nowadays. People are finally listening.
Yeah, they want to know. And I'm like, I'm the prime example of being a product of my environment and willing to do whatever it takes to protect my family, in all other words.
Right.
Will I do it again to protect them? I may go a different route, but as far as guns and all that, I'm over that shit. I like the old school. way of doing things. I get out there and bust somebody's tail quick, So when I got into that certain environment, it was like I had to get with the program.
Right.
Like, ain't nobody fighting. So what you gonna do when somebody pull a gun out on you? You're gonna react.
Yeah, you got to protect yourself out there. Nobody, the cops ain't there to help you. You know.
Right. They so busy pulling people over for driving without a damn driver's license. They ain't thinking about nobody getting hurt. It takes 20 minutes to pull up when something do happen.
Yeah.
But I feel pretty good though, man. You know, for the record, I feel good. You know, I know once it starts, then that'll be another thing. You know, I'll be heading on to the next level. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this, because you know, a lot of people want to get these character references letters written to the judge, and then they write a speech for they're going to tell the judge. And I mean, you got some advice for people? I got a lot of people watching, and they haven't been sentenced yet. But what kind of advice you got for them to get ready for that sentencing day?
I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. This from me to y'all. This is my first time ever having to be in front of a federal judge. The first time ever. I'm gonna tell you, when you first hit the courthouse and when you first be waiting to go in that courtroom, there's gonna be a lot of anxiety going on. But once you get in front of that judge, you can look that judge in the eye and just pretty much see how comfortable that judge is. Talk to that judge like you would talk to anybody out in the street. How you would talk to your mother, your father. It's like your mama putting you on punishment and you trying to explain why you shouldn't be on punishment and what you're going to do differently so you don't have to worry about being on punishment no more. That's why I'm going to give you that example and just say, be yourself. Like we just said, you're not getting a Grammy Award. Ain't none of that shit. Denzel Washington, ain't nobody in there to see what's going on. So there's nobody in there to impress. Pretend that you're not in the courtroom and pretend that you're standing in front of people that you know. Get so comfortable where you can go into specific details of why this is happening and what you're going to do different. Because I'm going to tell you, speaking from the heart and not the mind is two different things. Because if you speak from the mind, guess what you're going to do? You watch court TV, you watch
Law and Order, all that stuff,
Let me tell you, it ain't nothing like that. To all the viewers out there, it's nothing like that. Hey, I was in there counting light bulbs. I was like, what if they ask me how many light bulbs is in the ceiling? You know what I mean? What would I say? Man, I counted like 60 light bulbs. I counted like maybe 60 of them lights in there. And you got some judges, man, that got that crazy sense of humor. But they mean what they mean by it. So what time is it, Mr. Flood? I don't know. I don't got my phone. Have you counted them lights up there? Yeah. How many did you count? 62. All right, let me give you 62. You know what I mean? So, Go in there. I'm gonna tell you, man, it's not as bad. I'm gonna tell you, with this COVID going on and all that stuff, man, if you're not a violent offender, see, I was like, my levels was like a level 12, I think. And I had like a level 12, I had a 5 convictions, something like that. Something going on in that area. And I was really low.
So they said level 12? Okay, so that's for your custody level?
I don't know. I have to look at that paper. I don't got it on me. I left it in the house.
If it's level 12, you're going to get -3 points for self-surrender, which brings you down to 9, and you're going to a camp. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's that. It's that, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to call you.
Yeah. That sounds like a camp. A lot of guys at camp had gun charges, man. That doesn't stop you. As long as you didn't fire the gun, you know what I mean? So you're good. You can't. So you know what? When I got sentenced in front of the judge, I looked at it like The whole family knows what I did. All my friends know, but I haven't told Grandma yet. And now and Grandma's the head of the family. I got to go tell Grandma everything I did, and then ask her, for forgiveness after that. And so that's how I looked at the judge. It was a lady. It was like talking to my grandma. I need to tell you what I did, Grandma. You ain't gonna be too proud of me, and this is what I did, and and Grandma, and that's how I did it. And I just spoke from the heart, man. And and they took a little time off. I got 52 months instead of 6. I could have got up to 77 months. And they gave me 52, and it was supposed to be 60 to 77, and the judge went a little lower to 52, but I spoke like you did. I spoke from the heart. I didn't write a big speech. I tell people, don't write a speech, man. You can write something. You can practice with a speech, but when you get up there, man, throw that speech away. You know what I mean?
Never in front of the judge with a piece of paper in your hand, talking about, Your Honor, I got something I want to read, because it's not sincere. It's not as sincere as you think it is.
Yeah, that's not real.
The judge gonna be like, all I know, he didn't go watch a movie or go online and copy what somebody else did.
You download that, cut, paste it, put your name on there. Come on, man.
Don't anything. Everybody that's gonna go and get finished, it's okay to choke and have to start over. That's fine. You want to know why? It shows your sincerity.
Right.
It shows sincerity. You can go in there and be smooth with it. Yeah, Your Honor, such and such, such and such, such and such, such and such. But you still sound you still sound a little made up.
Yeah, it ain't like you're not rehearsing for a play, man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He's gonna listen, and he's gonna give you as much time as you need. You know what I mean? He didn't say to me, "All right, Mr. Flood, hurry up." Man, I was up there talking my ass off like I was talking to somebody I knew on the street. All my cars, I put rims on. I hooked up cars, whatever. I had a car club, and whatever. People didn't like that. I didn't want to be part of no gang no more. They didn't like that. I just pretty much wanted to be a family man, and they were mad. I've been robbed. I've been shot at. I done been in situations where I felt like I had to almost take somebody's life, but I didn't. So when the prosecutor was like, "Oh yeah, he has a extensive driver record," or whatever the case may be, and he has a pending case with reckless driving, I looked at him. I said, "And you know what? To talk to the prosecution, yes, I did. I do have an open driving case, and probably gonna catch a couple of more driving cases too." I said, "But let me get down to the specifics. I was being chased and shot at when I got into that car accident, and I mean, you're doing a marvelous job, but." If you're gonna give the judge something, give him the whole story, because it's just like the cop that I flew to elude from. He didn't talk about how he cursed at me and stuck his hand through my window, and I pulled off on him. He didn't talk about that.
Oh, he didn't say that, huh? No, of course not. Yeah.
He didn't say why I did it. So at the end of the day, I still talked about what I wanted to talk about, and still went head to head with the prosecution on the low. Like, snuck that in there. Like,
yeah,
I see you want to talk about something. So if you want to talk about this, let's go ahead and put on, let me give you the factors on what happened. Why this happened, why this occurred. Yeah, I know the area. I've been there for almost 4 or 5 years. Yeah, I know the area. Of course I know the area. I mean, haven't you been living in your area for a while? Don't you know the area where you live?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't know the area, Your Honor. I'd be lying. So at the end of the day, my lawyer looked at me and was like, "Raheem, if you hadn't gotten all this, you really could have been a lawyer." And I'm like, "Why you say that?" He's like, "Because everything that I went up there with was what me and you talked about. And you have the best defense that I've seen out of all my 40 years of doing this."
Wow, really? He said that to you? Wow.
Yeah, your record is not, it's not violent. It doesn't talk about a person that's trying to take something or really harm somebody. It's just an immature record of somebody trying to figure it out. Your lawyer can speak highly of you without you having attempted murder charges on your record. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you got attempted murder, robbery charges, if you got anything that results in any violence, that judge has a warrant to go over your adversary guidelines if that's what he chooses to do, because it's going to consider you a major threat. Right. So all my non-violent people that's looking at this, I want to tell you something. You got a good chance in court. You got a good chance in court. And
yeah, that's good advice, man. Yeah.
Just based off what I went through, I wish everybody that's going to go through this the best luck. You know, hey, whoever watching, I don't mind giving up my information on this recording because I don't have anything to hide. If anybody want to get in touch with me or keep up with me, you know, I can give you my cell phone number, I can give you my whole name. I don't know my inmate ID yet, but there's a way you can look it up with my name. You know, y'all want to keep up with me, you want to get up. When this is all over with and I'm on regular probation, at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you, you really don't have to get permission to go out of state. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Okay.
As long as you don't get in no trouble, you can go out of state. There's no monitor on your leg.
Yeah.
You're on probation. So
that's good. That's good to know. So
I'm coming.
So hey man, in the comments, like you guys just heard Raheem said, man, he's willing to talk to you, give out his phone number, help you out too. Because Raheem, I knew you were a good man when I first talked to you, and I see there might be a future. You never know. You might end up being a lawyer or something in that area. You might be helping people. I'm sure you're helping people right now. So in the comment section below, guys, leave your info, talk to Raheem, and Raheem, you can respond back and forth. You know, that's like a bulletin board down there in the comments. So, you know, you guys out there, you know, and Raheem's willing to talk to you, man. That's a good man. And you guys know I am too, but you know, I'm willing to talk to you guys too. But Raheem here is putting himself out for you guys. And, you know, and that he's come a long way. I mean, I don't know how many people that are about to go to prison, and he wants to help people, and he's got to go do time, and he wants to help you, man. That's a good man.
Hey, during the video, I'm gonna say this. Right now, my cell phone number is 919-358-6016. My Facebook name is Raheem. No, it's Stay Humble Bird. It's Stay Humble Bird. Hey, you know why I put Stay Humble? Because I remain humble during this whole thing. I changed my name on Facebook in the midst of going through this. So it's Stay Humble. STAYHUMBLE.
Stay Humble. That's perfect for you too, man.
BYRD. No, BYRD. Bird.
Bird. Okay.
So you guys want to get in touch? You guys might be having trouble finding me. Hey, hit me in the comment section. I definitely get alerts and the messages that, you know, if somebody type my name in, you know, I got an email too, which is Floodraheem@gmail.com. That's FLOODRAHEEM@gmail.com. You guys can reach me on there, you know. And this guy right here, man, he's been doing this for a while, man. He walked me through this. He literally walked me through this without even having to say a lot, because a lot of it is self-explanatory. You know what I mean? There's a lot of common sense. So, hey, you know, to all my non-violent people out there, man, I just want to tell you, man, I mean, even some violent people, depending on what the violence is, you still got to fight your chance, man. You know, you got kids, you got family, you know, don't think of going to the BOP as a negative. Use it as a positive. and take whatever programs you can get when you go in there. It's nothing like
That's
staying.
right.
So go in there and use it as a positive, man. And I would say get yourself involved with people that is trying to better themselves. You know, don't go in there getting involved with people that got lengthy sentences and people that's not going home. And don't go in there and getting yourself involved in all that, because people that really don't have nothing to lose really don't care nothing about you going home. So
true, very true.
You want to stay away from that right there. That's it's so uncomfortable when somebody is not going home and you talking to that person, and you know that person really ain't got nothing good to talk about because they ain't never going home. You gotta put yourself in a position to say, I know this right here seemed like a long time, but it'll be over before you know it. 27 months? Anything under 5 years is considered short time.
Oh, that's short time. That's short time. Yeah. You almost don't want to tell people how much time you got, because you got guys doing 10, 15 years or whatever, and yeah. That's short time. It'll be over before you know it. But Raheem's right about, you work on yourself while you're in there. You find positive people to hang out with. You take all the classes and programs you can, and you work on yourself, man. And when you get out, you got a whole new world. Now you get a second chance at life when you get out, man. But it's what you make it while you're in there, you know?
Right. You go in there, hey, to my people that's on here, all of y'all, be considered my people. I'm gonna say my people. So all my people out there, whether you gang banging or you in some kind of community threat group, I'm gonna tell you the best advice I can give you. Stay away from it. Stay away from it. It's not the way of life anymore. I'm 33 years old, man. It takes me 10 minutes to get out the bed. You really think I got time to hop out the bed because I got to go out here and handle this and go out there and do that? Man, I'm trying to enjoy my life and spend it with my kids, man, and let them see that I can overcome this. Because I told my son last night, my oldest boy last night, I told him, I said, it's no excuse, son, but I'm letting you know that I'm going through this right here so that y'all wouldn't have to go through. You don't even like being in your room for a long time. Y'all have already expressed to me that y'all don't like being alone.
Yeah.
And I'm letting y'all see what I'm going through so that y'all can be like, oh, I don't want to do that. I ain't going there, so that you guys can live a comfortable life. Because after this is over, I plan on opening a restaurant, a cleaning business for people like us that can't get normal jobs. And when I say normal jobs, I'm talking about sometimes it's hard to even get on at Wendy's. Then the jobs that's hiring for anything, they talk to you any type of way, they treat you any type of way, and it just takes you out of character. And I'm trying to do this to give back to us, for us. This is for us and my family. This is not for somebody that's fed with a golden spoon. This is not for somebody this is for somebody that understands that we can relate. I can relate to everybody looking at this live. You want to know why? Because most of everybody that's looking at this live is facing time or have done time. So y'all know what time it is. And not to be racist or nothing, but hell, us black guys, we go through it the most. We go through it the most.
I hear you, man. I know.
You know how I felt standing in front of a white judge, and the prosecutor is white. The people that standing in front of the podium sitting in front of the podium is white. Then I got this black guy sitting over here. He's the pretrial sentencing guy. He cool as hell, named Victor. Shout out to Victor too. In the Eastern District of North Carolina. He cool ass dude. And I think me and his bond too played a major role into it. When I say I stayed positive, y'all, this is the most positive I've ever stayed doing anything. You know what I'm saying? I remained humble in this, and I didn't just take what I had going on and say, oh, well, forget it. My life is over with. Man, your life is not over with. If you got a release date.
That's right. That's right.
Your life has just begun. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now. Hey, much love to all y'all, man. I'm praying for everybody. I'm gonna look at this video again so I can look at the comments and look at, what people saying. I may step in if y'all see me stepping in, I'm stepping in, to still remain, to give y'all any type of advice that y'all need. Now, yeah, this is my first time, so don't go asking me about a whole bunch of numbers and all this stuff, because I may not be able to.
Right.
That's something my God here can do for you. You know what I'm saying? All I can tell you is how to go about it. Build that relationship with I used to think the fans was just people that just walked around and said what they had to say, and then that was it. No, the feds actually have people that are human there. They got people that is human in the feds, and they will talk to you.
They do. So, you're right. I
used to be like, man, it's just a bunch of dudes and nice suits that walk around and come around, give people indictments and lock them up. Nah, that's not what it is. The feds really look into things to see how they can help you because they really want to stop it from happening again. So when you come home, remain positive, regardless of how much room you're gonna have, regardless of how much leeway you're gonna have. Just remain positive, man. Remain positive. Do what you got to do, and take care of that family. Well, whoever got family, got kids out there, you talking to a guy. My kids live with me. A lot of guys, kids don't live with them. I had to deal with 4 bad behind children every day and night. And we're talking about, I got my 2 oldest ones, my daughter and my son, that ask a million questions every day. They also ask me, Daddy, how you doing? How you feeling? They also ask me that too. So they're very supportive. And I think they get the concept of what's going on, understanding that I have to go away. And they don't like it. They don't like it. But I told them, when you make certain decisions and they're not the right decisions, when you plant bad seeds, you can't expect to get roses. It's just the way it is. Don't expect to get no roses, because that's not how it's gonna go. And good luck to all y'all out there, man. Just remain positive. Stay away from people that ain't trying to help you. Stay away from all that negative talk, man. I got guys that call me all the time, friends, and people that I used to consider friends, and now I look at them differently now. And they still call me, man. They still feel like they got stuff to prove. And I just be like, is this what you called me for? Like, because I ain't hear you not one time say, man, good luck in court. I ain't never heard you say, man, I'm glad you made it up out of there. I'm glad you're still home, man. But it's, man, these dudes over here did this and I had to go do that. And I don't be wanting to hear those kind of conversations. And the older you get, the more you're going to realize how stupid them conversations are. Now, I know I done went over the map.
I hate to say it, but a real friend would have showed up at your sentencing for you. At least supported you. You know what I mean?
Who you want to know who was there?
Who was there?
Nobody but my wife.
Wow.
Guess how many character letters I had? I only had 4 character letters, man. Out of all 58 people who said they was gonna write letters.
Yeah.
The judge said I got 4 character letters that I have read, and I went over them, and I really didn't even care nothing about the character letters, to be honest with you.
Yeah, most of those letters are just templates. The judge has read them 1,000 times. It's the same one every time. Sometimes it makes a difference if the person writes from the heart. Right? Most people don't take the time to, put their heart and soul into a character letter. And like you said, you only got 4. I know the feeling, man. I know the feeling.
I only got 4. I was very disappointed when that judge said, man, it was only 4 character letters, and you know what I mean? I'm like, dang, out of all the friends that I was supposed to have had, I only have 4 character letters. Like, that's crazy.
So when you go to prison, you find out who your real friends are, man, and the ones that are going to write you letters and all that. Oh, by the way, when you go in, we're going to keep in touch. I'm going to email you and write you and all that. You got a friend for life, man. I'm going to follow you in your journey, man.
Man, I'm going to let you know that progress, man. we talked about in court. We talked about how I had went back to school or whatever the case may be, and you know, I felt like the judge saw that as an initiative to whatever journey I'm trying to do, whether it's own a business or just further my education. Period. He's seen that, so it was just so. And my lawyer really didn't have to show that judge anything because
No.
he already automatically feel like, why would he come in the courtroom and lie to me about something like that?
Yeah.
First of all, if you get up there talking about, oh, Your Honor, I'm a law-abiding citizen, and this right here was just, it just happened, and I don't know why it happened. Man, don't get up there talking like that. I don't care if
Yeah. That's not
I
the
know
day to
people
do it.
right
It's too late now.
now.
You're there to get sentenced, man. It's too late
I
now.
know,
Yeah.
I know people right now that ain't never had no charges on their record and gone federal. I know people that's never had any criminal history and still get 10 years in the feds.
Oh yeah.
I know people that has happened to. So don't feel like, yeah, they're gonna really give me a low sentence because I don't got no criminal history. That's not true. That prosecutor can find any reason that they want. And when you don't have a record, that's what makes them dig even personally. That make them go deeper into your life.
Yeah, because they go, well, you've been getting away with something all this time and you never got caught. Well, now that I got you, I'm gonna make sure you make up. I'm gonna give you more time to make up for what you didn't get caught for. Then you know what I mean?
Right. Because whatever you got caught for, that prosecutor can get up and say, well, how do we know that this person hasn't been doing this the whole time?
Yeah, yeah,
They can say. And
yeah.
you know, with that judge, where you at? Is that what's that? Oh, that's your background.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. I'm back, man. I got violated. No, no. So this is what a typical range looks like at a camp or a low. This is what it is. It's usually not bunk beds. It's usually just one bed, but it's like five on each side. This is what it is. Kind of what it looks like. We got windows and all that, and there's a front door here to go outside and play in the yard and all that. But you know, this is kind of what it looks like.
I hope I just don't. I just hope I don't fall into depression while I'm in there. I get thinking about my kids and all this, looking all sad. Then I got to do something to pucker myself up. Like, all right, this ain't forever. They got to let me go. I mean,
The holidays are hard, man. The holidays are hard, Christmas and all that, and those times that you spent with your kids. I mean that's the hardest time. Even when your family comes to visit you, sometimes it's even harder, because you're there. But I don't know if your family's going to come and visit you, but you get to hug them and all that. You sit at a table with them, you eat food with them, and you could spend all day with them. I don't know if is your family going to come visit you?
if he asked me, did I want her to, and I said no.
I understand why.
I
I
said no.
I completely understand why. Yeah.
I don't want. I don't even want my kid coming to a place like this. I don't want them. I don't want to. I just that it really hurts to know that my boys got to grow up one day, and the hardest thing about being a parent is being afraid of your kids going through what you went through.
Yeah.
And having to tell a kid that have never been in trouble before, look, this may be your outcome. And not being able to be there for them physically. That's why I'm kind of glad it's happening to me, so that they can see that, so they can be like, I don't want to go through that. I see Daddy be, he be locked up and he going through this. This is the last road, y'all. This is the last road. I'm telling y'all. This is the last. Well, we're gonna help each other. Everybody, we're gonna help each other, man. We're gonna help each other here. We're gonna help stay on that track, and those things that's attractive to us are the things that we're gonna have to stray away from. You know what I mean? No, I'm not an addict. No, I'm not. I don't have substance abuse problems. But shit, man, every now and then I do want to, I want to drink a little. You know what I'm saying? I ain't. But those are the things that we have to stray away from. Things that is gonna stray us from what we throw us off. With remember, if you feel deep down in your heart that you know that something is wrong or something is not right, go with it. Because 9 times out of 10, man, it'll stop you from going through a lot of stuff while you're incarcerated and when you come home from the feds. And ain't nothing cool about this. They be like, oh, man, you done hit the feds. You're in the big leagues.
The big league, yeah. I thought that when they first got me too. I finally made the major leagues. Yeah, oh boy.
You're like, motherfucker, what the hell with major leagues? I'll be like, it's not a good thing, my guy.
No, it's not a good thing, man. It's not a good thing.
That means I was stupid enough to get caught. I mean, that means I done messed up somewhere, and I done messed up to the point where now I got to go to prison. But it's better than state, y'all. I'm gonna tell you,
that's true. It's better than state. Yeah.
And ain't nobody in there, you know. Even for I'm gonna talk to the people that ain't never been locked up. Nobody's trying to prove anything in the feds. Nobody's trying to prove it. I'm gonna tell you, people aren't gonna treat you how you present yourself. So, my word of advice: if you can't link up with somebody in there that's positive, and y'all got about the same amount of time, you might get out a month before or a month after that person, or whatever the case may be. Try to. It ain't about making friends. I mean, you're locked up, but people help pass the time.
It's gonna happen. I didn't want to make any friends. I made friends. It's gonna happen. It's what happens when you live with 500 guys. It's what's gonna happen.
You can't even go in there and be like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I ain't gonna talk to nobody, because man, somebody's gonna come and talk to you. And the thing is, they don't be like, I'm on whatever. Don't go in there, I'm on whatever. You know what I mean? What you saying? Don't go in there on that, man. Be positive. Just be like, you know, I'm just trying to do my time, man. You know, but if we click, we click. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really trying to come in here and be mingling with a lot of people, because when you start telling too much of your business, that's when you start to spread yourself. And when you spread yourself, you're giving the compound something to talk about. And if they feel like you're too friendly, you'll be tried. It is what it is. You have to learn self-control, and you have to learn who you need to talk to and who you don't need to talk to. Me personally, I just want to talk to people that's going to get out when I get out. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, what me and somebody that got life sentence got to talk about? Man, he ain't coming home.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to be funny, but he ain't. I mean, it is kind of funny a little bit, because imagine somebody walking up to you and being like, "Oh man, what's up? How you doing, man? Y'all kicking it," and he finally tell you, "Yeah, man, I ain't never going home." I'll be like this: "You what? I ain't never going home." Be like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that. How long you got, man? Look, it don't even matter, man. Just focus on you." That's all I can tell him.
Yeah.
Just focus, because
right.
I'm telling you, you're going to walk out that door. Like,
so
yeah,
I was never in a where I went to prison. Everybody had an out date, you know, but those guys in the mediums and penitentiaries, they're doing life. I hear some of those lifers really help guys out, because that's all they got to live for, is to help the guy that's going to be free. And you know, some of those lifers are good people, but I've never met one, because I wasn't in that kind of prison. But you know,
was at a camp.
I was at a camp. Yeah, the camps in the lows, everybody has an out date. It's 10 years or less in a camp, 20 years or less in a low. But you know, I met guys that have been in there for 30 years already, and they worked their way down. They're finally getting out. They're happy.
Yeah.
You know, 30 years. He's getting out in 2 more years. You can't wait. You know what I mean?
That's awesome, man. You can't beat that. Cannot beat that. I got time to go tint my windows. Yeah, it's like 2:05. I really got time, but I don't want to go.
Well, we could do some more videos before you go in and all that, you know. And I'm going to upload this to YouTube right after. I'm not going to put any intros on it. It's just going to be straight video, and you know, I'll put it on right after, and we could do some more, you know, if you want. What do you got? 90 days or 60 days? I forget till you go in.
I know it's May 4th, but the judge was saying
May 4th. Okay.
you may not have a target letter by then because of COVID and all that and whatever's going on.
Oh, so they might extend it. Yeah, they might extend it then. Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to turn myself into the U.S. Marshals. I want to avoid that.
No, you do not want to take advantage of that. Plus, you get the -3 points, and that's you might just go to a camp too, man. And either place you're going to have fun. And if you're into sports and working out, and hey, man, there's nothing like a baseball game at a prison camp or a prison low. I mean, the baseball games are just. I mean, it's first class. I mean. They've got first base coaches and umpires and the cheering system, the crowd. I mean, there is nothing like a baseball game at prison, man. I'm telling you, it's the best ball game I've ever seen in my life. I'm just telling you, man. So you got that kind of stuff to look forward to.
I ain't never really been big on the sports and the sport, but being locked up, you'll be like, whatever it is gonna pass the time. I mean,
yeah.
Because I don't just want to go in there and just be laying around. You know what I mean? I want to go in there and be active.
Plenty to do. Lots of classes. In the evening, every night of the week, they have a couple, 2 or 3 or 5 different classes to choose from, and there's programs to do, and there's work programs, and there's all kinds of there's plenty to keep yourself busy. But if you want to lay around on your bed all day and watch TV, there's ways to do that too. But I don't suggest you do that. You don't get your own TV anyways. You got to go to the TV room, and they're going to give you a job unless you got a medical excuse. So take advantage of that. Most of the jobs are only 4 to 6 hours a day. It's not hard work. You're only going to get 12 cents an hour to start, but you know what I mean. You'll get through it, man. You'll get through it.
12 cents.
You start at 12. Yeah, after a while, maybe you make $40 a month. Some of the good jobs pay $100 a month. You work your way up. You work your way up to the good jobs, but it'll keep you busy. Yeah. All right, man. So why don't we end this video? And Raheem, man, it'll be on. I don't know. It's gonna take a half an hour to load this up on the YouTube, but I'm gonna be in touch with you. We'll do it again and find out from your lawyer on your custody level points, so we can find out. Then we can choose where. Then you could pick which camp you want to go to or which low you want to go to. We can find one with lots of programs. Okay.
Okay. Great.
All right, man.
I got you.
All right, man. Say that again.
I said I might call you tonight because I know you said we was talking about the. I said something about 12 points or something like that.
Right.
And I'll call you tonight. Well, I'm at the house now, but I'm going in and out because I gotta go find this tent place.
All right. Yeah, call me tonight, and thank you so much for doing this video, man. Love you, Raheem. Peace out, okay?
Hey,
all right.
Thanks, my guy.
You bet.